Check it. Before the crowds, before the money, before anyone even bothers knowing your name. They're gonna be early mornings, bruised egos, bloody mats, and a lot of lonely nights. It takes sacrifice, dedication, hard work, and definitely some determination. This is amateur MMA. Fight life starts here.
First fight, I was coming off like a year layoff. You know, I don't make any excuses for you know, not performing well, but had a little bit of ring rust. Stuffed his shot. He shot from way out. I hope he does it again. But he shot from way out, stuffed his shot. Got over anxious on a guillotine choke. Should have inverted it and turned him into the fence. Instead, I pulled guard and just got myself in a bad position for a couple seconds too long.
Well, the first fight, obviously nerves. You know, going in, he's 4-2. I only had one fight. He had 6. So I had a feeling he was going to be a tough kid, so you know, that's pretty much all I was thinking about that one. When the fight time came, there was nothing going on in my mind. I had a job to do. I was going in to do it. I didn't care about his record. I didn't care about how long he's been doing it. You know, I had one thing on my mind, and that's what I was going to do. So the animosity, the bad blood, the ill feelings are completely on one side. You know, I haven't been talking too much shit, but you know, when I hear something, I say my few comments. You know, but other than that, it's completely one-sided.
I got nothing against Jahrling. You know, he's a good competitor. He's very classy in the ring. You know what I mean? I try to hold my composure as well. The shit talking started coming from Ron. Ron was running his mouth a little bit, saying that I'm not a fighter. That's not the case, and I'm gonna prove it to him on November 21st. I'm not gonna let my mouth do the talking. I'm gonna let the chingazos do the talking. And I'm going to throw down and I'm going to do what I do. You know, he's going to be standing there at the end of the fight looking like a dummy because he talked all this shit on Facebook. I mean, it's Facebook, bro. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, if you're going to say something, come to the gym. Come to the gym and tell me I ain't a real fighter, man. We'll see what happens, you know what I mean?
Well, after the last fight over at the Palms, him and his buddies, I'm not so sure who it was, but they got on the elevator before I did. And there was... One of them that said, "We're gonna kick your ass next month," or something like that. I'm just like, okay. So I told my coach, I was just like, "Coach, funniest thing just happened. You know, they were catcalling me while their elevator doors were closing. You know, so obviously I can't get a word in because the elevator doors are closed." So, but I told them and that night, and they were saying some other stuff about Shai's fight, and I was, you know, just being a tattletale is what I was doing. But you know, I'm gonna be upfront about it. But yeah. But other than that, you know, that was pretty much what that whole thing about Facebook started, was all the shit talking back and forth.
I mean, at this point in my amateur career, every next fight I have is like my biggest fight, so I'm really stoked to be fighting for the title. I'm super stoked that it's a rematch and I can redeem myself with the title, because the first one really didn't mean anything. Now this means everything. So, you know, come November 21st, we'll see, you know, who the real deal is and see what happens when there's a little bit more pressure put on.
I try not to think about it because I mean I don't want to get too big, I don't want to get too big-headed or too cocky or anything. But when I do think about it, I get excited, and I get almost too excited. But for the most part, it's when I think about it, excitement. But I try to keep it, one fight at a time, as it's just a fight. So I'm going in as it just being a fight, another fight, a rematch. And
I definitely don't see this fight going 3 rounds. I definitely see me finishing it. And if he wants to stand, I'm sorry. If he wants to go to the ground, I'm sorry. I had a bad showing my last fight, and I put myself in a stupid position. Believe me, I've been working that position non-stop. It ain't gonna happen again.
I'm training to fight. That's what it is. So it's a fight. I'm training to fight. Working on my hands, working on my ground. So other than that, I don't have like a set game plan for him per se. Other than we're gonna fight. It's gonna be a fight.